Hey, this is BT, and I am going to review the MotoGP of MISANO of 2014. If you didn't see it, well, then you missed out on one of the greatest moments in the history of the world. The world. And I think you know. If you don't know, well, if you don't know, you know. Because, well, let's just say it's one of the greatest days in the history of Italian sports history. But let me leave that as a teaser. You know how, like, you're getting undressed, your girlfriend's getting undressed, and she's like, I'll be right back. And you're like, oh. I'm gonna leave that as a teaser. So let's get down to Moto 3. Moto 3, not gonna lie, it wasn't as exciting as it normally is. And honest, is it just me, or does Alex Rins and Alex Marquez, don't they both look alike? You know how those Spanish racers all look alike, but don't they all look alike? Speaking of that, aren't you guys sick of the Spanish national anthem? I mean, I was like, I will give anybody a cupcake and a burrito from Chipotle if they would just put somebody else on that top podium. I don't want to hear the Spanish national anthem again. The thing about that is, you know, MotoGP, when they get there, I just imagine they have like a cassette player of every country's national anthem, and they look at the United States like, we don't need this shit, and they just throw it away. United States, isn't it funny? Like they're ever going to win anything. Yeah, we don't need this. That's the way I see them doing the United States, because we have no riders at all in the three categories. And it's a damn shame. Come on, Nikki. You got to come back, buddy. Come back, Nikki. Come back strong. Anyway, by the way, Nikki retweeted one of my tweets. Nikki Hayden. You know Nikki Hayden, the one, the world champion. He retweeted one of my tweets. And when he did, this is my face. Yep. Anyway, Moto 3. Moto 3 wasn't as exciting as it normally was. It basically was a two-man race between Alex Marquez and Alex Rins. And those two kind of look alike. They're both tall, gangly. And they both wrecked. It was weird. They both wrecked pretty much at the same corner. And it was weird. They both were at the same corner, and they both kind of like got, kind of banged up a little bit. And they're both hurting. But I tell you what, man, they both put it together. And at the very end, excuse me, I burped. That was disgusting. I thought they put it together at the very end. It came down to a nice little race toward the end. Marquez is either chipping away at Jack Miller. Jack Miller got a third. Jack Miller actually should have been in that lead pack, but he had a big moment, and luckily he saved it. But it's going to be good. Moto 3, and let me tell you something. We're talking about Rins, we're talking about Marquez, we're talking about Miller, but you know who's got the whole world in his hands? The future? Enea Bastianini, the little Italian. Enea Bastianini, you watch. He might be the next Rossi. I don't know about the next Rossi, but you watch. Enea Bastianini. The kid is 16. He got fifth. He got a podium last week with a bad heel. Remember, he was all limping, And cute little kid, you want to go, you're so cute. You're so cute, Enea. You're so cute. Yes, you are. Yeah, you are. But he's a cute little kid, man. 16 years old. Barely got any peach fuzz on his little nuggets. But hey, man, good for that kid. Fifth place. You watch. Next 2 years after that. Think about it. Even if he stays in Moto 3 for 3 years, he'll only be 19. Damn. Anyway, let's move on. It was a good race, though. But do you ever think, like, honestly, when Rins and Marquez are going, like, you think their pit board go, hey, was that what's that? I thought that was. Anyway, we're 1 and 2. I mean, it gotta be like, we're 1 and 2. I don't know who won, but it was one of us. I don't know who won, it was one of us. They come in like, hey, way to go, Alex. We got that part right. I don't know if it's Marquez or Rins, but we got that part right. Anyway, congratulations to them. Moto 2 really wasn't exciting as it normally is. Man, props to Tito Rabat. There's about 4 guys who really want to win this championship. Tito Rabat, Michael Calio, my buddy Maverick Vinales, and Dominica Goethe. Everybody else, but I tell you what, Jonas Folger, he got screwed, I thought, because Jonas Folger was coming up through the pack pretty good, and he had to fall back a place. Well, he was by himself. He had to wait 5 seconds for the other guys to catch up with him. By the time they caught up with him, he had to do a ride-through penalty, which I don't think is fair, because you're going 180, 190 miles an hour, and you see a pit board that says, drop back one place. It's like this. Did that just, what did that say? What did that say? Because you got to read your board and the board is telling you to come in. So it's like, okay, I'm in 5th place. What does that other board say? So by the time he realized it, they said ride-through penalty. He had a ride-through penalty on the last lap. You hear me? On the last lap. How do you have a ride-through penalty on the last lap? You know what that meant? That means everybody else is celebrating on the podium and you still racing. You still racing. Everybody's doing wheelies, congratulating each other. You're like, hey man, get out of the way, man. I still got a place. But he did place 15th, which tells me how big was that gap he had. I mean, he still placed 15th. He had a ride-through penalty. Jonas, if you watch, Jonas, I doubt you watch this. But look at my face. Jonas. You that dude, Jonas. You that dude. But anyway, Tito Rabat is probably going to win the championship, man. A champion comes up, and he came up. He caught Micah, and I thought he ran a great race. And Johan Zarco got a podium, but he always looks miserable. He looks like his shoes are too tight. Every time you see him, he's like, "Hey, Johan, how you doing?" "I'm doing fine. I got a podium, and I'm so happy." Like, doesn't it look like his shoes too tight? He's always like, But props to him for getting a podium, and props to Maverick Vinales getting 4th place, and Dominic Gerter. I think his tires went out on him. I think he ended up getting 6th. But Moto 2 wasn't exciting, but Tito Rabat's going to the championship on the MotoGP. Rossi. That's all I got to say is, man, when Rossi wins, everything is right with the world. It really is. And congrats to Rossi. It really wasn't exciting of a race. If you think about it, it really wasn't. And Marquez is coming. And I swear to God, when I watch the race, I always get these alerts on my iPad. So I put a towel over it so I don't read it. And I got my phone. And I swear, my phone went off, and I thought it was something else. And I looked at it, and it said Marquez down. I go, no. And I was watching, and Marquez went down. And he slid out real smooth, like, when he picked the bike up. But you know what? He didn't give up. He could have easily said it's over, but he never gave up. He pushed that bike and finally got it started, and he got a point. He raced his ass off and got a point. I mean, he was 39 seconds back of the last place guy. And he got a point. Man, that shows you that kid's resolve. But he got a factory bike, and he only weighs like $102. So good for him. Good for Rossi. It was great to see him win. Man, when Rossi wins, like I said, your heart smiles. Even, seriously, I even think somewhere in heaven, Jesus was like, thanks, Dad. But anyway, good MotoGP racing. I'm glad Rossi won. I like to see him get second in the championship. Pedrosa got a podium. I think Pedrosa's just happy to be there. He's like, hey, oh, and he's supposed to be here. He's like Dante from Clerks. How when he's supposed to be here? But anyway, so props to them. And Aragon, you watch, Marquez is going to be coming. Aragon, I predict Marquez is going to win. Props to Rossi. Great racing. Again, Moto 3. Alex Rins, Alex Marquez, both the same person. I'm glad Rins didn't celebrate a lap too early. Moto 2, props to Tito Rabat. Rider of the race. I'm going to have to give it to, I'm got to give it to Rossi, man. He won. And nobody saw him winning this year at all with Marquez on the tear, but rider of the race goes to Valentino Rossi. God bless Rossi. Thank you guys for watching. Went a little too longer than I wanted to. I got a show to do, but I finally got some clothes on and I'm doing it. So anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching BT's MotoGP MISANO review, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.